It's a tough loss. I thought our kids played hard. We won it here 2 years in a row. They fully expected to win this thing again, and it's hard to live with one like that. It's tough when the career Blake had, for him to foul out on some of the fouls that he had that game. It's hard to talk to a senior about his career and then like that with not even really being able to play, kind of hamstrung with fouls the whole game. And if you look at the numbers, it's kind of crazy. It's 18 out of 51 for both teams on the field goals. The rebounds are dead even at 38. Everything is pretty much dead even. They had 12 turnovers, we had 13, but it came down to the foul line. They shot 7 more free throws than we did. We hit 2 more threes than them. They shot 7 more free throws. That's the difference in the game right there. We just, for whatever reason, we couldn't keep them off the free throw line. We couldn't get to the free throw line enough ourselves, especially early in the game. And then, we had 3 starters foul out of the game. So, I don't really have an answer for it, but it's hard to live with, especially with the group of seniors. Willie only got 4 shots. We didn't move the ball well enough for him. I'm disappointed for him. I'm disappointed for Blake. Kadiri's been playing great for us, for the majority of his senior year. For those 3 seniors to go out like that, it's tough to handle.
Questions for Blake and CJ?
All right, Blake, just kind of how would you describe the physicalness of that game, and just what are your thoughts on the style of game that was?
Honestly, I don't know. I felt like, it was. We knew it was going to be a physical game. I felt like, some of the, I was in foul trouble. I battled foul trouble whole game. That takes away from some of my aggressiveness. Like Coach O said, I don't know when I fouled out, but for me to foul out, that early, I don't know. I don't really got much to say on that.
Blake, how would you describe kind of the flow of the game and just the lack of flow there seemed to be out there?
I feel like we didn't get into transition enough, but that came with not getting enough stops. We put them on the free throw, and then we did get stops. We put them on the free throw line, or we couldn't rebound. So that's stuff we did. We made some mistakes, that lost us the game.
Danny Cunningham, ESPN Cleveland, for CJ. Obviously, there were a lot of whistles, and how hard is it for you to get into the flow of the game offensively when that's the case?
Coach O's tell us just to not worry about the officials and stuff and just go out there and play. I just tried to play hard tonight. They're going to call what they call, ain't pretty much nothing we can do about it. But if we got stops and got out in transition, then, can't really worry about the refs.
What do you think? What can you say about their defense in the half court? Obviously, they made it hard for you. The ball didn't move well enough, but part of it was they were tough defenders.
Yeah. Give Kent State credit. Yeah, they play a very tough defense. They played a good game. They played very hard. Their half court defense was pretty good.
And then 2 possessions. The last possession. Obviously it's 8 seconds to go. It's a little bit of a desperation. Just what were you hoping to do there?
We tried to get a flare screen, but they pretty much switched it. And then by the time it's about 5 seconds on the clock, just try to get up a 3. I should have created more separation on the 3 and shot the initial instead of passing it and trying to get it back. But you can't really blame a game or put fault on the last play. We missed a couple free throws. It could be a tied up game. We got a flagrant foul. Eliminate stuff like that, make free throws, and you're not even in that position.
CJ, was that last play when you guys were in that timeout, going things over? Was that last play designed for you to hit a 3-pointer or something?
I was one of the options in the play. I wasn't the main option. The main option was to Willie, but yeah, they switched the screen and they kind of took Willie's pass away.
For either of you guys, when you look back at sort of Blake, I guess in your case, your career at UB, I know it's hard to sum it up now, but just sort of the last couple of years, what has it meant to you?
I mean, I'm happy to be in the situation that came to UB. I didn't get a lot of, I was overlooked a lot. Coach Oates and them gave me the opportunity to play. They believed in me, and, I'm just happy, to be a Bull. And, I had a solid career.
One other possession, not to harp on that foul, CJ, but 2 minutes to go, you're down 3. You drive the lane, miss, get it back, miss. Did you feel like there was contact there? What did you think of that possession?
On the first one it was. On the second one it was a clean block. He was just taller than me. But on the first one I did feel like I got fouled. But hey, it is what it is.
Well, CJ and Blake, we'll let you get back to the locker room. Thank you for your time, and we'll continue with questions now for Coach Oates.
Nate, you weren't a really efficient offensive team this year without a pure point guard. Do you think that kind of caught up to you tonight, despite obviously all the other things that happened?
I mean, Blake kind of took over that role. He was our starting power forward last year, and we finally ran him at the point. And we were pretty good, So when he gets in foul trouble like he is, and makes it hard, we didn't really have anybody else. We just, when losing our point guard late in the summer like we did, it caused us some problems, and we kind of got it figured out. But Blake was really our point guard. He only played 28 minutes tonight, so in those 28 minutes we had to play him off the ball a lot. They were calling the charges and stuff. We were just afraid of really having it in his hands too much. CJ's not a natural point guard. He's more of a 2-guard, and Dante's starting to come along. He's getting better. He played a lot better tonight offensively than he had been, but he's not really a natural point guard either. So it probably did catch up to us. I think if Blake hadn't been in foul trouble, we'd have been all right though with it.
Coach, you guys were down between 9 and 10 for a majority of the second half, and then you cut it to 7, and then finally 5, and got it as close as 1. What did you say to your guys to really just get them to keep chipping away at it?
We got a bunch of fighters, to be honest with you. Like, we're not going to quit and give up. I think it was 8. We were down 8, under 4 minutes to go, and they just told them we just got to get some stops. We got to quit giving up old boards. We gave up too many old boards there. They're at one point they were number 1 in the country in offensive rebounding. I think maybe they're 4th in offensive rebounding percentage in the country coming in. So we knew the defensive glass was big, and we'd given up a few too many. And if we could just grind a few stops out, I felt like we'd get some stuff out in transition. And we just kept talking about getting stops and getting some easy buckets. Perk had that nice duck in he scored on, and we just offense struggled tonight for whatever reason. It was a physical game, and they took us off. A lot of drive and kick, and they took us off a lot of our drives, and didn't get into the drive and kick game like we'd like to as often. And we missed a couple puppies in there too that we'd like to get back. A couple right at the rim from some of our bigs and whoever, and we just a game that's going to be this tight. You can't be missing those.
Nate, the way you guys started in the last game against Bowling Green, you 15-5, I think, to start out in transition. I mean, how much did either the physical play or the officiating kind of stunt what you wanted to do offensively tonight?
Yeah, it was a lot. You're supposed to have freedom of movement. So when you drive, if they put 2 hands on it, it's supposed to be a foul. It just seemed like there was not a lot of drives where there wasn't 2 hands on us tonight. So we couldn't really get it. We don't have a great interior post game. So, they've got Jimmy Hall in there. Akron's got Isaiah Johnson, and, they do a great job playing inside out. Our inside out game's more of a drive it in, kick it out, and which the way the game's supposed to be played right now, it's pretty effective because you can't put your hands on people driving. So, that wasn't the case tonight. We couldn't really get into it, and, it really stunted us. And, and they went to the free throw line a lot, so it's hard to run off. You're not getting live defensive rebounds. Their defense is set when they're shooting free throws. So our transition, we only scored 65 points tonight. We usually do a lot better than that. And Kent State was great. I mean, they play hard. They're physical. They're tough. They're not going to back down at all. But I thought our guys did the same for the most part.
Just the senior class, Blake and Willie and those guys. I mean, just how much have they meant to this program and keeping it at a high level after all the change?
Yeah, they were huge. We brought, we had 4 seniors, 5 counting, Christian as a walk-on, but, those 3, Willie, Blake, and David all came in, after I was able to take over. We had quite a few defections and 3 guys that were supposed to play here playing elsewhere that next year, and player of the year in the conference that was supposed to be back wasn't able to play for us last year, and those guys all walked in and kept this program at a pretty high level. Took us back to the NCAA tournament. Willie was tournament MVP. Blake hit the big shot to win in the championship. I mean, they were huge for us. And then they had pretty good senior years. I mean, Blake never been a point guard before in his life and kind of took that over for us. And they mean a lot to the program. Even though those guys were only here for 2 years, they had 2 of the better years in Buffalo basketball history at that. And nobody's ever won this thing 3 times in a row. We knew that. We kept talking about it. We don't even, we don't know how hard it's going to be because it's never been done. So it's that hard that it's never ever been done in the history of this conference. So it's going to be hard. We're going to have to bring our A game every night, and we felt like we had that, bullseye on our back, and we handled it better at times than others. And I just feel bad for them guys. They fought pretty hard tonight, and just outcome didn't go the way we wanted it to go tonight.
Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, appreciate it, fellas.